up, everybody? It's We Are Live. Welcome to the show. We're live in Grand Center in St. Louis, Missouri at Midcoast Studio. Check out midcoast.media for more information. Happy to be here. Lots going on today. Let's say hello to Travis Strell, live in Brooklyn, New York. Not for much longer. Should be back soon, huh, Trav?
Hello, everyone. I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Oh, well, Travis making his appearance and it's over that quick. Huh. Trump in the room? Are you? Blink twice if you're okay. Don't blink twice if you're not. Okay. The Stream Queen.
This is interesting because if I blinked twice, what would you guys have done? What would you
laugh?
Yeah, I figured.
It's good content. I'm not going to run over there Amir Garrett style and save the day. We'll get into that. Reds pitcher Amir Garrett made big news last night. Chris Gardner's here. Hello, sir.
Good morning, gentleman. In the STL. Good morning, my brother. For a little bit more in Brooklyn, Hipsterville, USA. And good morning to our walnuts.
Throw it up. Fun show planned today. We got Dr. Ed coming in as he does every Wednesday. He's from Hillside Animal Hospital. Throw up a walnut. We'll play some dogs on film, but we have a special guest coming in at 9 with him as well. He's the director of entertainment for the St. Louis Blues. That's Jason Pippy. So we'll talk some blues and some entertainment, but we'll also talk about a big charity event he has coming up with Gateway Pet Guardians. So now we're all teaming up. We're gonna do some dogs on film. We're gonna talk some charity. Travis, maybe you can finally get that Blacks and Blues initiative off the ground because we have the man who's in charge of entertainment for the Blues in studio with us, second hour. Thoughts?
I look forward to negotiations. Blacks and Blues have been looking for the right sponsorship for quite some time now. To have the St. Louis Blues officially on board would be great, but
they didn't say that.
We're looking for the best deal. So if the Blues aren't ready to jump on the bandwagon, plenty of local hockey teams that'd be more than happy to do so themselves. So I hope they have a lot to offer. I know they won a little playoff event a couple months ago that seems to have popular ramifications, but we'll see. Hopefully what is this young man's name again?
It's Jason Pippy, director of entertainment for the St. Louis Blues.
Jason Pippy. All right. We'll see what he has to offer, and we'll see if he's worthy of the Blacks and Blues.
We certainly will. We'll get into that, and in the second hour, if you share the stream today, whether it's the first hour, second hour, you're entered to win a bag of premium dog or cat food, plus treats from Pet One St. Louis West. So it's a good way to promote the Gateway Pet Guardians event and to show a sponsor some love. They're showing you some love. So hit the share button. You're entered to win. We'll announce the winner at the end of the show today. So that'll be a fun time.
How many animals watch our show?
I think we're peaking in the, I guess, coveted 3 to 7 year old dog range. We peak at 1,000, and that's not
I only
dog
asked,
number. Yeah.
Because we're giving them free food, and I would think we would want to give free food to people who watch our show. Those dogs and cats, while they're lovely, are freeloaders.
You're attacking the dog and cat community
behavior
that half our show is dedicated to today.
Okay.
All right.
You don't like socialism for dogs and cats?
Okay, I see where this is going.
Look, I'm all for it if you're going to pay into the system. Dogs and cats, they don't pay into the system.
They pay
so
us
I don't know
love.
why we're rewarding them with free food when they don't put into the system.
They pay us with love.
Look, I'm not disagreeing with you that these animals are incredibly adorable and lovely and are part of our families. But we're at the point in our society where we can't just hand out everything to anybody. And I'm surprised that a conservative like Chris Denman would be so willing to give away free things to people who are willing to put into the system.
It's so interesting that he would jump right into the conservative moniker, especially after last night, too, when I'm just going to take a step. Tulsi Gabbard crushed it. Did she? I didn't see.
Doesn't look like.
Tulsi ain't. This ain't a podcast, huh?
Well, I think
We
she's probably tonight. I don't think she was on last
That's what I
night.
meant.
Yeah, I think
Testing
Tulsi's
you, idiot.
tonight.
Yeah, I'm like Chris. Well, there's a way to find out if she was on last night
Wait.
or if she's
Yeah,
on
which
tonight.
No,
which
I don't
debate
know. How could we
which
find
debate
out?
night is she on, Gardner?
Let's take a commercial
man.
break and
I
find
don't have
out.
20
The
minutes.
CNN
Damn it.
Democratic presidential debates. Sanders, Warren, Buttigieg, O'Rourke, Klobuchar, Hickenlooper, Ryan, Delaney, Williamson, Bullock, Biden, Harris, Booker, Yang, Castro, Gabbard, Gillibrand, Inslee, Bennett, de Blasio.
tonight.
20 candidates, 2 big nights. The CNN Democratic
Voiceover guy is
presidential
so
debates.
tired.
Live from Detroit, July 30th and 31st at 8.
Yeah.
Only on CNN.
Gabbard's tonight in the non-white debate.
Did they divide them up by race? Please?
You know that's not a good look, Travis.
Oh, did they really?
That is
Wait.
a fine look. They didn't. Well, I don't think they.
No,
divided
no, no,
them
no,
up
no.
by
Did
race.
they?
I'm not sure how they concluded, how they split that up. I think CNN has indeed set this up. I was reading an article actually yesterday about that commercial because I was absolutely floored that it was real. But they have apparently taken notes from ESPN and their promos when they began, advertising for their sporting events. So that's kind of what motivated them. And then I guess apparently the game show feel to it. That's
Yeah.
also something that's motivating CNN.
Well-
so I'm assuming look, CNN, I'm not specifically sure. So again, I am talking out of turn, but it looks like they are setting this up like a television show.
Well,
So I think they realize that they know Kamala and Joe Biden were great fireworks from the previous debate. So they wanted just to find a way to get them two after each other and then sprinkle it in with some Cory Booker and Andrew Yang.
Yeah. Play a little game called Everyone Turns on Joe Biden. There were directives.
It is, but I think we are witnessing, and for those who watched it last night or who may watch tonight, we are witnessing a crossroads for this particular party, because there are a lot of moderate Democrats who just feel like maybe some of these proposals are too progressive, while a lot of millennials and progressives like myself think you have to go that extra step if you truly want to bring about the change that people are asking for. So this is an interesting time for the Democratic Party. The debates have been very interesting.
No,
How polished of you to say interesting. This is a shit show, and it's American Gladiators at its finest. I love it.
No, it's not a shit show. It hasn't been a shit show. I
intro is.
think when you look specifically at Twitter and Facebook, it's easy to conclude that it's a shit show. But I think where we are currently in the country, where people are debating issues that affect people's day-to-day lives, there's going to be passion. There's going to be different points of views. But I don't think it's been a shit show by any stretch. I think last night they didn't even spend 1 minute on impeachment proceedings. So this isn't a anti-Trump throw mud at the other party event. This has been simply, how do we address some of the serious concerns that are affecting millions of Americans? And people have very different, very radical ways of going about it. But I don't think, I am a Democratic voter and I have been a Democrat for quite some time, but I haven't noticed it being a shit show. I don't think it's elevated to that point. I don't think we've seen anything, certainly like perhaps we saw in the Republican primary a few years ago. So, I mean, Marianne is going to be Gardner's candidate for obvious reasons. She's very delightful, very spiritual woman. She is slowly but surely, she apparently had the top most amount Google searches last night. She is a very interesting candidate. I don't know if any of her message is resonating, but
Hopefully
she
not
is
a
great
lot.
for television.
Yeah.
She's great for television. I will say that. As much as I am annoyed by her positions and the personality, because I think things are too real for goofy candidates at this point, but I think she is good television if you're into that thing.
I was wondering, how do they? I mean, this is how they set it up with these two nights, and they apparently had a random draft, right? So the random draft set it up to separate the candidates this way. Are we going to have draft conspiracies, number one? Because it's
Yep.
the white category and the non-white category, kind of, with one night and the other night. And also, you mentioned the game show aspect of it. It's like they set it up like Family Feud. It's like the black family
Yeah.
versus the white family. That's kind of how, when you say game show, that's how I see it, with how this is set up, formatically at least.
Certainly
I
entertainment
think,
driven.
yeah, it's been a lot. Look, last night was very interesting. I will give credit to Marianne. She broke down the math of reparations. I didn't even know that had been done. She gave an answer in regards to reparations that blew everyone out of the room. But it was also interesting watching, the idea was to pit Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. Their two camps have released similar policy proposals over the last couple of weeks, couple of months. But those two actually spent most of the debate defending each other, which I thought was very fascinating. So I think, and even at the end of the debate, Elizabeth Warren, people in the spin room tried to give her an opportunity to attack the front runner, which is currently Joe Biden, and she wouldn't take the bait either. So, yeah, I think it's coming together. I think by the end of the year, you're going to have four very strong candidates that I think most Americans will ultimately be drawn to.
There you have it, everybody. That's the analysis you crave on We Are Live. I look forward to more.
I'm having fun. This is the best time to watch politics, though. I think this is if you truly want to engage in the process, this is the best time to probably watch, especially for people who want to find out about the issues. And this is what these debates are set up for. So I hope people are engaged, or people are at least learning something. And I hope people who are on the fence, which in this day and age is funny to me that people can still be on a fence, but if you're still unsure as to the position of either party, I think this is the opportunity for you to educate yourself.
Yeah.
So I hope Americans, especially those who look like me and those who are my age, are truly taking these debates seriously.
It's not that important to me. Just pick your candidate. I'm going to vote for he or she. It's okay.
That's fair.
Whoever you
and
pick.
that's essentially.
You got
you're
my
right,
vote.
and that's essentially what these are. It's
think you
training
should
camp.
care who
I
it's
kinda
gonna
see this,
be.
Gardner.
Doesn't matter.
I think you should care who it's going to be,
Why?
because you're going to need somebody strong, man. You need somebody
Because
to.
they got my vote.
No, okay. For you,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I'm saying I think Travis has a good point that people need. They just need to take it serious. If they don't want it, if they don't want a certain thing to happen.
Well, if they're voting the other way, then they're just not taking it serious. That's how I look at it.
Right. I
don't,
agree.
I don't know that.
and
I don't. I don't think
what
that's your
comes-
problem necessarily. I think apathy towards not going out and
Yeah,
voting
that could be
is
an
your
issue.
problem. Yeah.
So, just pick a candidate. You
I
got
think
my vote.
I think so. I feel like it's but I feel like, yeah, to Gardner's point, unless again one of the top 4 or 5 candidates proposes we start selling the moon in order to pay for health care, I think their proposals that they're introducing is something that's within line
Just
with
up there.
mainstream America, especially
Just up there
compared
floating.
to the other parties. So I think when people look at these debates, I hope they look at it through 2 points of view. Let's look at it what we currently have and what's currently being presented. And if you're satisfied with what we currently have, then there's no need for you to tune in to any of these debates. In fact, just sit on your hands and play on Twitter for the next 12 months until it's time to actually vote in the general election. But if you are wondering whether or not it can be better, if your situation can be better, communities can be better, I would imagine that one of these candidates that you're going to see over the next 2 nights are going to fit what you're looking for compared to your alternative, which
Correct.
is what's the word you use for the current occupant, Gardner? What are the words you have used?
I believe you say "son of a bitch."
I'd say if I string them together, it's basically lousy rat bastard motherfucker.
Oh, okay. There it is.
There you go.
Uh,
There you go.
I know we're not one to shy away from the political. We keep it really serious here on the show. But Amir Garrett, he's a pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds. He's my new favorite baseball player. We have some media to go over, but a little bit of a skirmish last night. And Travis, I think you'll appreciate this. This is the closest thing in sports that you'll ever see. I don't know if we have the photo or what order we want to do, but remember Battle of the Bastards in Game of Thrones, sir? Are you familiar with that episode?
I tell you what, Chris, I don't follow Game of Thrones.
I wouldn't after that last season.
I don't do comic books.
Oh, back before I hated Game of Thrones. Oh man, Trav, you still with us? Did we lose him?
Yeah, that's such a beautiful
Oh.
shot. I want that. I literally want that painted on the ceiling of my bedroom.
I think we should just do it in the studio to really let people know it's us against the world. Good God.
I like that.
That's a piece of, I don't know. That's just pop culture at its finest. Great scene.
So
Jon
Amir
Snow,
Garrett of the Cincinnati Reds, he went full Jon Snow last night.
oh dear God, did he? The Pittsburgh Pirates felt his wrath, and we don't even know why it started. Gardner?
Here's a little clip from Fox Sports Ohio for us to view.
And Garrett is hot. And now there's some serious chirping coming from the Pirates dugout. And now Garrett's on his way to the dugout, and here we go.
In a baseball fight, it's a fight.
Garrett goes in there punching. This is not a good scene at all.
I'm surprised, Chris. is a fan of it.
You could feel it brewing and brewing and brewing.
One punch.
No, he did. He took on 4 people at once. Don't want to fire Puig up.
Yeah, I don't know if he landed one punch, Chris.
I think he did, and there were 4 people. But let's analyze it one more time, Gardner. If not, he went in 4-on-1 with the knowledge that it would be 12-on-1 very quickly.
Well, can I also put this? Can I
Look at
also
this
preface
guy.
This?
Look at him.
Can I also preface this? They're baseball players. I mean,
They're big, strong guys.
you and I could rush 8 baseball players right now.
I'm pretty
If you
out
saw
of shape.
if you saw Harrison Bader, Jed Jerko, and Matt Wieters at the Galleria, and they was talking shit about your haircut, and they was like, "Oh, hey, buddy boy, how's that busted ass ankle of yours, bitch?"
I'd be like, "How was the ride
You
back
would-
from?"
you would
I would
storm
be
those
like,
3
"Hey
and take
Harrison,
their ass.
hey Harrison and Jed, how was that ride back up from Memphis just to go to the St. Louis Mall?"
You treating Jed like that? He's been injured.
Well, he just got sent down for some rehab. And I'd slap.
No, they pulled that back.
Oh, did they? They'd slap.
Because they're going to trade him.
Okay. I'd slap the Gucci right off of Harrison's face. He wouldn't have a chance. But Amir Garrett's a big dude, and I commend him for rushing in. I don't know why, and it looks like, and that is.
Is that the basketball player in him?
Why would you assume he's a ball player?
Because he played for St. John's.
Oh, he's a basketball guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I just thought you were just making a wild assumption based
No.
on. So
No,
I will say.
No, then you speak in code, right, Trav? If I were going to be that guy, I'd be, oh, what a thug. Then I would do that or something.
That's generally the code word.
To Travis's point, it is curious that a grown man went Braveheart style into 4 other men, and no one was cut, bleeding, or bruised. I'm landing
Exactly.
somebody's orbital's getting.
Did this fight
Done.
even
Well, that's
really
my
happen?
thing. Like, that's my play. Like, if you're going to do that,
And if I get taken down, I'm grabbing somebody, and some elbows are coming in too.
You pick one. Look, you're 1 versus 12.
That's the
but
city
you're going
move.
to really land one person. So once you get over to that skirmish, try to find that guy and just know I'm going to take 8 other punches to the head, but this guy is going to feel my wrath. And I don't know if Amir landed any of those punches, made any contact, because when everyone got up, I don't even think people's hair were out of place.
That's
the most
curious.
baseball fight I've ever seen. It was so.
Can we see it one more time? I just want to see the run in, because if he swung in, and maybe that's kind of an unspoken rule in baseball. It's like, hey, we'll just do the frat guy at a party fight. We don't really want to fight, because they are big, strong guys. But that is strange that no one came out with nary a cut. Look at the first 2 minutes of every UFC fight. The fighters come out with cuts and everything on their face.
And I ain't gonna lie.
Here we go.
I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, he
ain't
swung
gonna lie.
over him. He swung over
All
both of
due
them.
respect to the Pirates, y'all look like some bitches. Like, you ain't look, bro. You ain't running full speed towards my dugout, and somebody ain't gonna meet you halfway.
Yeah.
I ain't waiting on you to run in my dugout. I'm gonna meet you halfway with the crew.
No, I wouldn't
And
do
this
that.
is a bad look for the Pirates. The Pirates look soft in this fight. And then you let a guy like me come in and bully half your team, and he's not even with the Reds anymore. The dude was traded, I think, in the middle of the brawl.
Dude, yeah, okay. I do love the gall of the Jon Snowness of running in, but Travis may have a point with the outcome. I'm sad I don't even see a black eye or anything.
If I were Garrett's teammate, I would not have backed him up.
What would you have done?
I would have come if I were in the dugout. I would have come
Popped
to the
out a cigarette?
top step of the dugout, leaned against the railing, and lit a cigarette.
Okay. Would
Yeah,
you talk to like the old third base coach for the other team?
But
Like
yeah,
you guys kind of team
chat.
up? Yeah.
Hey, where are you going afterwards? Like, I know a local watering hole you're gonna love. We should do that after the game.
Was
I would do
Puig
something
traded?
like that.
Was Puig traded
Reportedly,
to who?
the Indians.
He's going to the Indians with Trevor Bauer going to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's what Black Sheep said. He was in the middle of it and wasn't even a Red anymore.
Yeah.
How crazy
Because
would that have been if they had already signed off and his hands broke or something?
Like that reported trade with Bauer being traded and Puig being traded as part of that deal, when someone was pointing out, might have been Buster Olney, that was just simply pointing out this has been something over the past couple days. The conclusion for each of those players to their tenures, short tenure for Puig in Cincinnati and Bauer in Cleveland, where he throws the ball and Francona says, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" And then Puig's in a fight, involved in the brawl, when he might not even be with the team anymore at that point. So and those are guys that can have they have a spark to them.
I still like Puig. I don't care. I mean, if you have the right man, if
You like him because he went to Telane's.
no, that kind of worries me that he could be out with chlamydia from time to time. But I don't know, Travis. I saw somebody MFing him on Twitter, and then the announcers were really wanting him to get off the field. I think because he just kept firing it up. But my thing is, I'm like, if you're going to participate in this stuff, like, why? Don't be mad at anyone. There's just a bunch of idiots running at each other. If this happened at an accounting convention, there'd be people getting arrested.
I think to their point is, look, Yasiel Puig, you ain't doing shit. You ain't gonna look. Y'all ain't getting into no octagon. Y'all ain't throwing no.
I don't know, man. We saw him in that airport.
Y'all baseball players, and you guys get hurt by picking your kids up from school. So I think sometimes I do like Yasiel Puig in that I love his passion. I love that he brings that energy to a team. And I think if he was a Cardinal, I would probably have his jersey. But I think also sometimes Puig does the beer muscle thing. He gets a lot of adrenaline and he's a big guy, but I don't think he can actually do any damage, because if he was going to do something, he would have done it. And
You've literally stood next to him before. You're going to say that after standing next to that dude?
Remember, though, when we stood next to him, while he was a very wide individual, he also was a very short individual. So let's not act as if that guy was Bo Jackson when we stood next to him.
Let's not get your ass beat while somebody's wearing Yeezys.
He was a very stocked individual, do not get me wrong, but Yasiel Puig doesn't take me as a guy that's just going to run up and whoop my ass. I ain't letting a dude named Yasiel whoop my ass.
I don't think it was. I doubt it was a Kush upbringing in
Yeah,
Cuba.
Seal would kick your ass. So would Seal.
No.
Both Yasiel and Seal will both kick your ass.
Yeah.
Seal.
Kiss from a rose.
Seal.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Seal. No.
Yeah.
Now Seal.
Rose is my right
His fist. Yes. Bam.
Now Seal, according to Heidi Klum, Seal probably could use his Louisville Slugger and actually knock me upside the head, if you know what I mean.
So Seal has a seal in his pants.
Yeah.
Yes.
More
a sea lion, maybe.
I had a friend cater one of their parties once.
The Seals?
Yes.
The Seal?
Heidi Klum and
Seal
Seal.
team
yeah.
too?
He was grilling sausages.
Yeah, he was.
And he had a few burnt ones that he kept over to the side, and Heidi apparently said to him, "Can I have some of those sausages?" Because he was explaining where he bought them and how he prepped them and everything.
Where was this?
This is in L.A.
Oh,
He's a
okay.
chef out in L.A.
Oh, okay. You are allowed to have friends that don't live in St. Louis.
Right.
Sorry, my mistake.
And actually, one of the lines became it's still a running joke between all of us, a group of friends, because Heidi's like, "Oh, can I have some of those ones over there?" He's like, "Oh, no, they're burnt. They're a little darker over there." And she goes to him with Seal standing next to her. "I like my meat dark." and apparently Seal just goes, mm-hmm.
I think the best.
Good for Seal.
So we
I
dropped
think the
just a
best
random mm-hmm in conversation
And
now
apparently-
in the middle of sentences.
Nice.
And Heidi Klum apparently is not shy. And Heidi, that I remember an interview she was doing, I believe, with Access Hollywood. And you know how these celebrities, when they talk about how they meet their significant other, there's this story: we met at a party, or a friend hooked us up.
Oh, bullshit.
And
You
I
stole her
remember
number off
Heidi
your
Klum,
agent's
this-
list.
Well, Heidi Klum, this beautiful, gorgeous woman, and this amazing German accent, and you think she's going to tell this story about how they romantically met at a gala in New York. Heidi Klum simply goes, "Yeah, when I met him, he had a huge dick." So she made it clear right away why she fell in love with Seal. She was not shy about hiding that. Good for her.
Interesting.
Good for her.
Chris had mentioned that if
Hot dog in a hallway.
this were an accounting convention, there'd be arrests made.
Imagine how the TSA would treat him.
There was going to be no arrests last night. I'll tell you why, because this photo was grabbed. This cop is not interested in arresting anyone.
Is that Jason Marquis? Who is that?
When was the last time black people got in a fight and the police officers ignored it?
They use that at every press conference after they do something bad involving people of color. They're like, I don't know if you've seen our history. We literally turn our
Look how
back.
restrained our officers are.
Yeah.
Typical. I bet you that cop turned off his cam.
His body cam.
He has no
Like, ooh,
interest
there's a
in
fight?
being involved.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Randy Carricker's from 101's cousin in the background there, just on looking in the first row. Did you see that guy?
Oh.
Enough of one. That's if that happens and the Cardinals are going at it and you're in the first row, Travis, and one of the Pittsburgh guys.
Yes, I will join.
Okay,
I will
well,
absolutely
just
jump into that fight.
Just one of the
Why?
Pittsburgh guys kind of leans to catch his breath up against the wall. Do you shove him back in at someone? Do you do that? I mean, you're
No
not going to
doubt.
punch him, but give him a shove, right? Like, hey, get back in there.
You wouldn't join
Oh
him.
yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna be like, hey, little bitch, ain't no breaks. I pay $80 for these tickets, $45 for these nights, $76 parking. Bitch, you ain't gonna take no rest from this fight. Get your ass back out there and throw some hands.
Man, Travis has gotten really aggressive in New York, huh?
Throw them hands, man.
You would not
Throw
get
them
involved.
hands. I'm gonna get involved. You know what? That's my goal for the summer. My goal is for the rest of the summer is to find a fight that I can win, and
That's
And
the
do
sign of a
it.
warrior.
Hey, man.
That's all you got to do. Just hang out in a park. Hey, man. Wait. How much training do you have?
that's what I'm asking. Hey man, you
Yeah.
been to anybody's MMA gym? You haven't? All right, let's go.
Do you have any pre-existing
And I'm
health
gonna pick on
conditions that
somebody
would benefit me?
common size.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick on someone smaller than me. I'm gonna bully the situation. I ain't losing no fight.
No, I appreciate
wrong.
that.
We have a friend that banged a midget.
Oh, no. What a great time to tell you about Gateway Powder Coating.
How is that a great time?
That's
Well,
not.
it makes sense to me. GatewayPowderCoat.com is the website. Fast, durable, and affordable. #1 powder coating resource in the Midwest. If you pop in, they're running specials right now. They'll hook you up with a discount if you let them know We Are Live sent you. Wonderful people. Mark and the gang out at Gateway Powder Coating have supported us for a while now, so you need to support them. Make sure, everybody, that you let them know We Are Live sent you. We just had, I believe, one of our friends, Jay Bro, had a blues metal sign done out there. 10% off of all wheels right now, Gateway Powder Coating, if you let them know We Are Live sent you, and 15% off or free pickup and delivery of patio furniture. One day when we're all enjoying our own patio, our communal patio together, we'll have Gateway Powder Coating touched up furniture. Hit them up, gatewaypowdercoat.com. Everybody.
Just want to let you know, somehow I've secured audio of Travis's future fight this summer.
Oh my gosh.
So I just wanted to play that for
Okay.
you real quick.
I'm fighting for my life. I'm fighting for my life.
Police officers are like, looks like you're not doing much,
I'm fighting for my life.
sir. That woman.
He really is too.
Oh no! What's the update with him? I've just
He's
basically.
currently where I am right now. He is actually in the. He's in custody here in New York, of course, for federal charges stemming from allegations that he essentially had been kidnapping women and holding them hostage. It doesn't look good. The count now is up to 27 for Kells. I don't see him. He's gonna spend at least 2 Bill Cosbys in prison.
Oh,
That's what it's looking like. What's crazy to me
Yeah,
is it looks like there's some like real hardcore stuff with that, and I'm not updated on it. I have no clue I just haven't heard anything about Harvey Weinstein in 6 months. Have you guys? I don't know.
It's still in pre-trial phase, if I'm not mistaken. There has been a lot of back and forth with the prosecuting attorney and some of the charges they brought forth. But it appears that it's still going forward, and that according at least to the DAs here, that he's still dead to rights. So I don't think it's going to be a scenario where Harvey Weinstein's going to be walking the streets anytime soon. Certainly. Now, will he spend as much time in prison as, say, Bill Cosby or R. Kelly? That's yet to be seen. But yeah, I don't see a situation where Harvey Weinstein is walking amongst free people for the rest of at least 90 times soon.
Gotcha. Well, we'll keep our eyes open. We've got Great American Race coming up here in a bit. I do want to tell you, Free Comedy Thursday this week, gonna be a blast. Another great lineup put together by yours truly. Purdy B opening the show, our buddy Sean Don, who's in the finals, alongside Tommy the Intern at the Funny Bone for Funniest in St. Louis. Quentin Wilbert and our guy Matt Wayman has agreed to close it out. We usually give him the Wayman spot, which he just comes in and crushes opening the show, and he gets out of there because he's a dad. And I talked him into closing out the show this time. So Purdy B, Sean Don, Quentin Wilbert, and Matt Wayman all on the bill this Thursday. Doors at 8, show at 8:30. The past 2 weeks, it's literally been full at 8:30. So get there early, have some fun, stick around for karaoke after. It's a hell of a time, and those are super talented comics from right here in the St. Louis area that can all do much bigger shows on a regular basis. So we're really excited to have them in. Travis, when will you be returning live in studio? Is that announceable?
That is announceable. Barring, I don't know, me just telling the pilot to fly to Bora Bora. I
wouldn't
be
I
returning.
wouldn't do that. Don't make any
I don't know if
demands.
you can do that. I don't think they'll allow me in the
Well,
I don't think
I
they'll let me in the
could.
cockpit.
They'd think it was cute if
Yeah,
I did
that's
it,
true.
but you'd get
Yeah.
taken and detained, and we'd never see you again.
Yeah, they find on black people transportating anywhere. Transportating, really. Shit. Damn it, Gardner. Add it to the list.
Are we rebooting Sentence of the Week? You've been so good.
We weren't,
eliminated a
but
segment.
Now that I'm coming back.
what if you
Oh,
start
no.
fucking up words again when you go?
Proof
It's
that like
happening. That's
proof
what's
that
happening.
proof that there's like a
My
chemical
body knows-
sphere.
My body knows it's leaving and returning back to the studio, so it's starting to pick back up its old habits. Oh, this is
Transportating.
A-E-I-O-U, A-E-I-O-U. Okay,
How
better.
now, brown cow?
Does that mean if I move to another city, my IQ goes up like 3 points?
If it's a coastal city.
Okay, I got you. Well,
Coastal only. And by
I'm
the
not-
way, can I say
and
something?
I'm not talking about any of that North Carolina bullshit.
I think you guys have been a terrible influence,
Excuse
and
me?
you're the reason for this. But a young man by the name of Michael Gaines called me a coastal elitist on
Yeah.
social media
You
yesterday,
think you are?
and I think you all are assholes, and I mean this in the nicest way. I think you hillbillies owe me an apology. First off, I am a New Yorker.
Okay,
And
I'll
so-
apologize. I am sorry you're a coastal elitist.
This is bullshit.
Is that what you wanted?
I have more Midwestern roots than any of you.
I'll apologize.
I used to live on a farm. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. I lived on a farm. I had horses.
Chris
In fact, I have a
lived in
funny
a
story
town
about
called
me falling off a
Farmington.
horse when I was a kid. A lot of people don't know this. My
assuming
parents
my
had
identity?
a farm. No. I just don't talk about this part. I did have a farm growing up. It was in a rural part of Missouri. It's about 90 minutes south of St. Louis. And my parents, one time we had to bury a horse, but we didn't bury him all the way. And one of the legs, and brought it into the house. It was a crazy Christmas. What a crazy story it was.
Christmas?
And then to keep my mom from finding out that I got knocked off a horse, like I kind of bribed my dad to give me toys so I wouldn't tell.
What game was it?
Look, so I have Midwestern ties. I am
Cow
Midwestern
house. What are those things called? Barns?
Okay.
Is it your brother's birthday today?
It is my brother's birthday. Dave Denman, happy birthday.
He's going to be pissed his name got brought up. He's the exact opposite of us. It's like, wait, you said my actual name? Delete the show.
Edit it out.
See, he's got a good sense of being. He doesn't need tags and organic growth.
Gaines was just upset at you because he said he pointed out you've been telling everyone how to run their Twitter accounts for the past month.
Oh God!
Like you're the
with a
because-
private account.
with a private account.
I did not.
You become like Joe Madden.
That is not what happened.
Yes.
You're the keeper of the
I have not
rules of
told
Twitter.
people- No, I am not. I have not told people what they should do with their Twitter account. I said specifically, do not retweet OJ into my timeline. I have a pet peeve when it comes to abusers and murderers. And I think that I do not want to continue to elevate the platform of shitty human beings. Like, I'm all for debate. I'm all for the back and forth. But there are just individuals where we need to start putting them in boxes. And it's okay, because they deserve your voice. Everyone doesn't deserve a voice. Everyone doesn't deserve your attention.
That's enough.
And I don't like to be dry. I hate like Chris's hero, Tammy Laren.
Excuse me?
And I think
I couldn't pick her out of a Gamify photo, pal.
But I think that I think OJ, Tammy Laren, the Ben Shapiro's of the world, these people are not good human beings. So I don't know why we continue to engage,
Sit down.
promote terrible human beings.
Well, who
So
are they? Who promotes them?
I wish we would knock that off. I really do. And I don't. OJ Simpson on Twitter, is that not creepy to anyone?
I think it's creepy to everyone.
Pointed that out. Yeah.
Okay. So stop retweeting him in my timeline.
But you
That's
should
all
pay
I ask.
attention to him. You want to keep an eye on that guy.
Yeah, you do.
He's a
See, that's the
murderer.
problem. You put everybody in a box. They get together with other people in the box, and they come up with crazier ideas.
Yeah,
and
it
they
doesn't work.
sneak
We've
attack
seen what
you.
happens in that
Yeah.
situation.
He can't leave the state of Nevada, right?
I thought he's in Florida.
He's in Vegas. I think.
Is he?
Yeah.
I'll never forget eating at a restaurant in either Panama City Beach or like one at Fort Walton Beach or something on one of my many luxurious vacations as a child. And OJ was a regular at this place, and they had his picture up everywhere. And then 2 summers later, I hope they took the pictures down. What's wrong with Ben Shapiro because he disagrees with you? From Seth. This is just me throwing gasoline onto a fire I know that won't be put out. Go ahead.
That tool shed?
I saw a tweet that was pretty funny. I saw a tweet that said Ben Shapiro is stupid people's idea of what an intelligent person is supposed to be. I think a guy like Ben Shapiro, if that's the best that you can offer as far as quote unquote conservative point of views, by the way, I don't even think he shares most conservative points of view, but you always will lose me in an argument when you promote white nationalist views. It's really that simple. That's something that's up for. That's
I'm
not
asking.
something
I
that's
don't
up for
know.
debate for me. Oh yeah, absolutely. And I don't think.
And he inspires
that,
white nationalism.
again,
He's
I think
Jewish.
people like Shapiro and others certainly have a tendency to debate in bad faith, and that's why I won't ever engage, at least no longer, with people of that ilk, because you're not looking for a solution. You're looking to be the smartest person in the room. You're looking to be the wise ass in the room. And I don't see the point in engaging people who would rather present snark instead of honest solutions that can truly directly affect people's well-being. And that's why I say don't engage in the Tammy Lawrence and the Shapiros and the OJs, because they're not
Tammy
looking
or
to have a
Tommy? That's
conversation
bothering
about.
me. I genuinely don't know.
I don't care to pronounce her name correctly, so I don't give a shit.
Tammy's
But
funnier.
I think, but that's the thing. Like,
Tammy Lawrence sounds like she
think,
grew up south of Farmington.
I just don't want. I think there is plenty of room for different perspectives on a lot of issues. And then there are the Jason Shitlocks of the world, and then there are the Clay Travises of the world, and then there are the people who we know should belong in a box, who we know are not presenting nuanced, fresh, appropriate ideas, but yet we give them a platform. I don't understand
Now,
it.
are
and
you
I think
fair?
we should disengage from it.
If somebody would go to the other side and just be just pounding their chest about being an Antifa or something, I don't. That's probably a lazy example, but that would be the other side of Ben Shapiro, right? People that align with
I don't know.
Antifa.
I don't know who that other side is.
People
though.
that are
I don't-
against
I don't know.
fascism.
Gardner.
Da, da.
They would throw a milkshake in your eyes, my friend, because you were smoking cigarettes in their direction. No, I don't know. I'm genuinely I don't care to jump into it. I just didn't know if that was something that you also kept an eye on, Travis.
No, I don't know who that voice would be. I don't know if there's anyone. I haven't seen anyone on the left.
Radical left. Not you don't have to say left. I would say radical left. If you're saying Ben Shapiro,
I
who
don't
I
know
don't know
who
is
falls under that
super right.
category.
Yeah,
under
but
the
you're
radical
to
left.
compare it, you'd
I
have
think
to
whatever
find a
you think of-
commentator.
That's what I'm asking. I don't know.
think-
Or even a personality.
Yeah, I don't know who that radical commentator would be. I don't think. I'm literally trying to think of the MSNBC lineup, and as much as
Ben
liberal and
Shapiro on the
progressive
network?
as he is,
I thought he was a guy, like a personality. I don't. It doesn't matter.
Who?
We've got Great American Race coming up, and I'm going to trounce Travis today. I didn't know. Did you have anything else on that, Trav?
No, go ahead. What do we got? We got Great American Race.
Yeah, let's do Great American Race because I think Travis is going to. This has been rough for him this month, but we'll see what he's got. He was acting like he had some kind of ace up his sleeve for me. Great American Race, we basically take stories from each other's race and attempt to cut each other down, as we do on the show from time to time. Gardner, what do we have, sir?
Well, we don't have an open.
Oh, there's no open.
No.
Damn it.
But we do have a scoreboard, because the scoreboard is needed to decide the winner. This will be the final race for the month. We do this monthly. We have a number of races. There's a lot of ways to take that. Chris and Travis each present a story that will make the other's culture community look bad, present them in a bad light. I decide the scoring throughout the month. Everyone starts with 850. Well, Travis with 800 because of systematic racism.
Again, it's not fair, but go ahead.
So we do a credit score, basically. And as it stands today, through the scoring system we've used throughout the month,
It's just putting it on him.
Chris has 730, Travis has 690 as a credit score. So whoever has the higher credit score after today's game will win the month of July. Who would like to go first with their stories?
I'll cede to Travis.
Oh man, I don't know if you want to do that, buddy. Gardner, can you please fire up Exhibit A of today's argument?
Yes, I can. One moment as I get your video and play it now.
No, why are you doing that?
At her home. I'm a 71-year-old woman who lives lives in Raleigh. I
She looks
suffer
good for
from
71.
tremendous anxiety.
She says that anxiety and the women's behavior pushed her to act as she did.
I'm not going to say I'm sorry to them because they kept pushing at it. So, and that's all I'd really like to say.
What about your use of the N-word?
I used that word because they forced me into it.
Do you see how that's incredibly offensive?
Yes, I do. That's why I said it. I would say it again.
There you go. Well, when in doubt, triple down. Triple down. You've been given 17. Ouch. A lot of confidence in that interview. WRAL.
I'll read that quote back to you because it went by really fast, Chris.
No. You know, I mean, I understood the point. It
I
doesn't need to be
look,
brought up
you know
again.
me as being a very objective person.
Not at
especially
all,
when
but
it comes to race issues. She said specifically, young lady named by the name of Nancy Goodman. Excuse me. She is apparently the sister of John Goodman, which is also a bad piece of luck for you guys as well. That sucks. She said, and I quote, "I'm not going to say I'm sorry to them because they kept pushing at it. I would say it again to them. They are the rudest individuals I have ever seen." So this woman who looks like she probably makes some, what's that food you love eating? What are those, what's the food you have at family gatherings? Yeah. It looks like she makes little
potato
triangle
salad
sandwiches. Oh, well, that's definitely probably a thing. But you can tell she's one of those women who probably brings like snacks to church and eats in the middle of the sermon. Like she's just very hillbilly. I think she's a complete representation of your community where you feel as if you can say anything to anyone as long as it offends them because you were upset about something. I think Miss Goodman is a poor representation of your community. And she openly
wait.
She said, and I quote, she would say it again.
Yeah.
She had no problem saying the N-word.
Were there
at all.
I'm just knocking on doors here.
Chris, you better watch it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here's the quote. I missed it. It said this is what she actually said.
We heard
to
enough.
Black women. You're so stupid, nigger. I'll read that again. I don't know if I read that loud enough. This white woman said, "You're so stupid, nigger."
Thankfully, that it kind of jumped out there a little bit, so maybe that'll help my cause.
Yeah. Oh, and then here's the cherry on top, because obviously after saying the ER, she wanted to let everybody know.
Wouldn't it have helped if she said an A on the end?
I mean,
would we have all had a jovial laugh?
We probably would have. Like, hey, she likes Ja Rule. What can you do?
Yeah. Baby.
Or maybe she was finishing a punchline to a joke and she was working on her open mic.
See, now that is my strategy. That's what I'm at. See, I've just been a producer. I've been a person that puts people together. That's my move. I finally construct a work.
This is my favorite part. She told the news station that after saying the word and admitting that she'd be more than happy to use the word again, that she wasn't racist. Goodman claimed that she has tremendous anxiety and that she used that word because they forced me into it.
Now you've already taken me down.
You've already taken me. I care how you feel like we should have been acting. If I was standing on the table with 3 hands in a purple jumpsuit, nothing justify you coming to my table and calling me the N-word. This is what one of the black women said to this lady. So she was upset because they were enjoying themselves and that they were allowed in doing so. And so she, of course, thought that was justification of being racist. I think this is fascinating on 2 fronts. Not only does she think she's not racist, but this gives me a view inside of what many white Americans think when it comes to racism.
Generalizing.
No, and I don't know if it's generalizing because there was a poll put out by Quinnipiac. It is happening. It is literally happening. I am coming back to St. Louis and I can't say words. This is bullshit.
Welcome back,
But there was a
hillbilly.
poll that was there was a poll that was recently put out that
Are you
asked the
from the South?
question whether or not they thought that President Trump was racist, and
Who put it out?
obviously, vast majority of minorities agreed that it was, but there was a split. Actually, there was a 46-49 split among white Americans when it comes to whether or not the president of the United States is racist. So I think her response to this situation sort of puts that poll and the ideas that we base racism around into perspective. That she thinks she can say the N-word, that she's entitled to say the N-word, and still believe she's not racist. That's the beauty of this story. That's the beauty of this story.
Not to age your
Literally
cause.
proudly promote that you can say the N-word, you're upset, but then declare that you're not racist. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Not to aid Travis's story, but I'm guessing in Raleigh, local news is about as big as media gets in that area. Still, probably they do real well with FM radio, probably AM talk radio as well. It's a smaller market, so those old school mediums are still huge. I mean, TV, like Fox 2 is huge in St. Louis. KSDK, huge in St. Louis. Radio still does very well in St. Louis. I'm guessing Raleigh's a version of that, and for her to be on the local news in plain day, openly saying, I'll say it again, that lends you some credence to this one particular individual messing up. And I've taken the brunt of the pain as I've been knocked down to 550. Now, Travis, I'm going to turn the mirror on you a little bit, Mr. Progressive. Let's test out your appropriation. Let's test out how much you care about the transgender community, along with a light-skinned story. Let's see if you're going to go up against your own people this much. Gardner, if you will. We do have a link for this. We got some photos. You see this woman, the Savage X Fenty model, admits she lied about being transgender. That's a woman of color.
Okay.
Carissa Pinkston making big moves in fashion, modeled for names like Coach, Marc Jacobs, Preyball, Garant, I don't know how to say that, Nike, among others. Rihanna's company, Savage X Fenty. However, 20-year-old's career stalled in recent weeks after she received backlash for a series of transphobic Facebook messages she just recently wrote in May. Travis, the note that we now have up on the screen, after those were discovered, she put out a tweet that said, actually, I am transgender, and I transitioned at a very young age. Okay, now we're starting to, okay, I get it. Maybe there were some issues here. Guess what? She ain't transgender. She made that up.
Oh, no.
The biggest names in fashion brands in the world had the tip of her fingers. She not only goes after a certain community that you've stood up for on many, many occasions, rightfully so. So let's test your allegiance to that, sir. This is a rough story. Not only did she take work from others, she tried to deflect, she lied, and a very sensitive subject that gets people very, very riled up. She got backed into a corner, and she didn't do the right thing. She herself said the equivalent of "I'd do it again" whenever she doubled down. I am transgender. She lied.
It does sound like a situation where she was inspired by Rachel Dolezal, who, of course, as we all know, is white.
She was the head of the NAACP.
She proclaimed, yeah, you can be a head of a minority organization and not actually have to be that race. So I think you should give me points for that too, Gardner. That's very clear. You don't have to be black to be. You don't have to be black to be in charge of a leadership position in the NAACP.
Why'd they get rid of her?
We know that's not true.
Why'd they get rid of her when they found out she was white?
Yeah.
Why would
Put
they?
me in charge of the
Because she lied
NAACP. That's
about-
going to work.
Well, first of all, she lied.
So we're
about
dealing with
her
another
identity.
liar here.
That's why they got rid of her.
Back to the story.
And in this particular case, it seems as if this model has decided to take a page again out of a white woman's playbook and use it to her advantage. And I can't say that I blame her. I think
you're on board with this.
No, let me explain. Let me explain. I'm not on board with it, but I think she sees a world where people are rewarded for lying all the time, especially when white men and white women do it. They seem to be rewarded. And so I'm sure she figured that in order for her to be successful, maybe taking a page out of the white man privilege playbook would
Oh
work to
no.
her advantage.
Oh no.
And
That's
so
so weak.
I think in this instance, I don't think it's fair to just look. This young lady made a terrible mistake, and to lie about being transgendered is absolutely inappropriate. But you know what's also inappropriate? Mocking African Americans by pretending to be black. That is insulting. You know what's also insulting?
Where's he go? He's literally spinning in the mud. Martin Luther King was assassinated.
All the plastic that white people are dumping into the ocean and killing all these animals.
Don't play that game.
That's
That's
tragic.
a fair point.
I will set up shop on the corner of Grand and Arsenal, my friend, and we will see what race throws more trash out in the middle of the road in a 2-hour time span. Don't make me play that game, sir.
Man, I drive out to rural Missouri and I talk about all those damn meth labs y'all got posted up along the highway. So yeah, I
It's
will
drastically
talk about
decreased.
We're in second place to Tennessee now.
That's right. So, Travis, I just thought you were more woke than that. I thought you would stand up for an even a smaller minority community. The leading, race of transgender folks that do commit suicide, that do have issues on a daily basis with pressure and everything else, is from the black community. So I thought you would be aware of those stats, and I thought you would want to take more of a stand for that community. But if you want to, that's fine. If you want to downplay this young lady's
No, I think
very wrong.
I think she's just simply highlighting again a strategy that has been used recently by several prominent white Americans, and it has worked to their advantage. So for her to, I think I understand the backlash. She definitely deserves it, but I think the way she's gone about it,
She said, "Hey, wait.
other people who look like Chris have been rewarded for coming up with bigger lies. So for her to do this just to further her career seems like she's just looking at the blueprint that was created by your people."
Okay, I believe I've decided.
Oh no.
Chris
We've got
brought a pretty
two
good
competing
story.
AM radio station scores.
It was a good story by Chris. This is two good stories for the finale of the month of July. Currently, I have Travis with a 590 credit score, Chris with a 550 credit score. He lost a lot of credit score tonight.
Damn lady going on the local news
I
saying
wanna-
she'd say the N-word again.
I want to be sure I'm comfortable with where it stands. There's only one way to do that. So one more time, just to make sure I'm comfortable with the credit scores as they stand.
We found Goodman at her home.
Okay.
I'm a 71-year-old woman who lives in Raleigh. I suffer from tremendous anxiety.
She says that anxiety and
She
the
could have been
women's
attacked.
behavior pushed her to act as she did.
I'm not going to say I'm sorry to them because they kept pushing at it. So, and that's all I'd really like to say.
What about your use of the N-word?
What about your use
I
of the
used
N-word?
that word because they forced me into it.
They forced me into
Do you see how that's incredibly offensive?
Yes, I do. That's why I said it. I would say it again.
Ooh,
I would say it again. And
I
where
am
was
not-
that, like a Panera or something?
I'm actually not comfortable with the scores.
Oh.
Chris, you're going to lose more points.
Okay, you
there.
bastard.
Just go down to 5. Let's just
Wow.
make it an even 100.
Oh.
I think Chris
Okay.
did make a point, and the funny thing I just realized that Chris made this point. She was proudly on TV.
That's the biggest medium there. By far. By far. Local
As
news
if
in
she
Raleigh is
just-
probably huge.
it was as if she was like, "Oh, I know. When I say this in front of the news, everyone will agree with me."
They'll see.
Short of appearing on Tobacconist Monthly in Raleigh, local news reaches everyone in Raleigh, right? Like, that's the biggest deal, far and away.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The reality, there is at least 3 or 4 organizations that's inviting her to speak. She's taking 4 or 5 paid gigs off that interview alone in North Carolina. Am I right?
Yeah, probably so.
So Travis wins The Great American Race for the month of July, $5.90 to $4.90 after he had some assistance from a lady in North Carolina today.
Big surprise. Black dude beats a white guy in a race. Moo.
Oh, I'm going to take... Actually, you know what?
Chris, you
lose more points for that one. Jeez, that was terrible.
That can't carry over, can it?
No.
I just wanted to get my
Chris
last
doesn't have
word.
enough money to open it up doesn't have enough money to open up a kangaroo account.
No,
Can't open
I
up
can't
a-
even. I can't get a
Can't
June
even get a
bug phone.
payday loan.
Guys, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to have Jason Pippi he's the director of entertainment for the St. Louis Blues, but he's doing a big charity event for Gateway Pet Guardians, and that means he's going to get to hang out with Dr. Ed from Hillside Animal Hospital. We'll play some dogs on film. We'll talk about the charity event, and I bet Dr. Ed's got a few Blues-related questions we can jump into as well. We are live. We're at Midcoast Studio. Check out midcoast.media for more information. We'll take a quick break. Be right back with Jason and Dr. Ed.